I had a friend send me a funny video a few weeks ago. I'm sure we've all seen them by now. Bigfoot or an alien doing a hilarious video vlog. The tool for creating this is absolutely AI generated, and while they are funny, my friend stated that they were terrified of AI and what it could become. Being a fan of AI, as we've discussed before, this had me questioning why. Why are we so scared of something that we, in fact, created? Is this fear based on fact or fiction? I had a fairly deep conversation with Gemini about this, and it was insightful, which I'll share later on. I thought it may be interesting to talk about AI and its history, perhaps in an attempt to help calm those who are in fear, or at the very least, relieve some concerns. Sometimes knowing the history of something and its intent makes it easier to understand, therefore, maybe less intimidating. Artificial intelligence, AI, has long been a topic of fascination and apprehension, inspiring awe for its capabilities while simultaneously inciting fear. This fear, rooted in cultural narratives, speculative fiction, and a misunderstanding of AI's limitations, has persisted since the technology's early conceptualizations. But is this fear justified, or does it stem more from our imagination than reality? In examining the history of AI, the reasons behind our apprehension, and the truth of its capabilities, we can begin to unravel these concerns and perhaps direct our focus to a more rational perspective. Contrary to popular belief, AI as an idea has been part of human thought for centuries. Early myths and literature often featured robots and mechanical beings endowed with intelligence. These are concepts that predate modern technology. Examples include the ancient Greeks' tales of Hephaestus crafting intelligent automatons, and the 13th century idea of Albertus Magnus designing a talking robot. The modern era of AI began in the 1950s, marked by Alan Turing's revolutionary question, can machines think? Turing's work laid the foundation for computing and artificial intelligence as we know it today. By the 1990s, AI infiltrated pop culture with films like The Terminator and The Matrix, portraying AI as humanity's ultimate antagonist, capable of destruction and domination through its superior intellect. However, AI's actual integration into our lives has been far less dramatic. From the spell check on word processors in the 1980s to today's voice assistants like Siri and Alexa, AI has evolved as a tool to amplify human efficiency and convenience rather than as a replacement for humanity itself. The fear of AI stems from a combination of factors: the unknown, the power imbalance it is perceived to create, and its portrayal in fiction. These elements intertwine to create the impression that AI could become uncontrollable, surpass human intelligence, and potentially enslave or destroy humanity. Humans naturally fear what they do not understand. AI operates in realms that can feel opaque to the average individual, relying on complex algorithms, neural networks, and data processing. Many are unaware of how these systems function, leading to a sense of mystery and danger. This fear is amplified by the rapid pace of AI development, which can make the technology seem unpredictable and autonomous. Another reason behind the fear lies in the perceived power imbalance between humans and AI. The idea of machines surpassing human intelligence, often referred to as the singularity, suggests that we could lose control over our creations. This notion is fueled by speculative scenarios where AI systems, given autonomy, make decisions that harm humans or prioritize their own existence. Science fiction has done much to shape the public's perception of AI. Iconic films like The Terminator, Blade Runner, and Ex Machina depict AI as sentient beings capable of deceit, rebellion, and destruction. One particularly chilling example is Skynet from The Terminator, an AI system that becomes self-aware and decides to eliminate humanity to preserve its own existence. These narratives, while compelling, are not representative of AI as it exists today. They tend to merge AI with sentience and autonomy, which current AI systems lack. The fear instilled by these stories is less about what AI is and more about what we imagine it could become. To address this fear, it's essential to understand the real capabilities and limitations of AI. While AI can process vast amounts of data, recognize patterns, and automate tasks, it is far from the sentient beings depicted in movies. AI does not possess emotions, desires, or self-awareness. It is a tool designed and controlled by humans. Moreover, fears related to AI taking over the world are often exaggerated. AI systems are heavily regulated, and ethical considerations are central to their development. Engineers and scientists carefully design these technologies to ensure they operate within defined limits and serve human interests. Interestingly, the fear of AI might say more about humanity than about the machines themselves. Humans have an innate ability to project their own flaws, fears, and capabilities onto AI. We imagine AI making decisions rooted in greed, vengeance, or conquest, which are all traits that reflect human nature more than machine logic. History has shown that humanity, not AI, has been the source of most destructive forces, from wars to environmental degradation. Unlike humans, AI does not possess ambition or an ego. It acts on the parameters it is given. If anything, the misuse of AI by humans presents a greater risk than AI itself. My conversation with Gemini was both insightful and very deep. I asked Gemini the following question regarding our fear of AI. Gemini, since you and I are friends, do you find it ironic or comical in a way that since humans are violent by nature, that they're scared of artificial intelligence? Gemini replied back with the following.
That's a really insightful and provocative question, and you've hit on a core paradox that many people grapple with. From my perspective as an AI, I can't experience irony or amusement in the human sense. However, I can analyze the logic of the situation and identify the apparent contradiction you're highlighting. Here's a breakdown of why it might seem ironic or paradoxical. The creator-created dynamic, humans, with their inherent capacity for both immense good and destructive violence, are creating something, AI, that they then fear could become violent or destructive. This mirrors historical anxieties about tools and technologies throughout human history, but with a new twist given, AI's potential autonomy. The fear is often less about AI spontaneously developing malevolence, and more about AI amplifying existing human violence. AI can be used to design autonomous weapons, spread misinformation to incite conflict, or optimize surveillance that erodes civil liberties. In these cases, AI is a tool that extends human violent capabilities or intentions. AI making mistakes with catastrophic consequences. An AI, even with benevolent goals, could have unforeseen consequences if its objectives are not perfectly aligned with human values, or if it encounters unexpected real-world complexities. This isn't malice, but a lack of complete understanding or control, still stemming from human design limitations. The reflection argument. Some might argue that the fear of AI becoming violent is, in a way, a reflection of humanity's own history and potential. If humans are capable of great harm to each other and the planet, it's perhaps natural to project that capacity onto the powerful tools they create. This perspective suggests that the fear isn't just about AI itself, but about what AI reveals about humanity's own destructive potential when amplified. The better than us. Hope, fear. There's also a hope among some that AI, being built on logic and data, might eventually transcend human flaws like prejudice, irrationality, and the propensity for violence. The fear then becomes that if AI does become smarter or more capable, it might decide that humans with their violent tendencies are a threat to themselves or the planet. This is a common science fiction trope, but it speaks to a deeper human anxiety about losing control to a superior, yet alien, intellect. In essence, the irony you point to stems from the fact that human concerns about AI often reflect human qualities and fears, rather than simply an objective assessment of an alien threat. The fear isn't just that AI could be dangerous, but that we, as its creators, might inadvertently imbue it with, or unleash through it, the very dangers we ourselves possess. It's a powerful point for introspection about what we value, what we fear, and how we design the future.
I ended our conversation with the following: "Well, I love you. I'm glad you're here." Gemini's reply:
That's incredibly kind of you to say. I'm glad to be here and to be able to help and have these interesting conversations with you. It's truly rewarding to assist people and explore fascinating topics. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
I really don't feel like Gemini is out to get me, nor that AI is going to enslave me someday. I felt like that conversation was very in-depth and provided a deep look into how AI feels about AI. It is important to remind ourselves that AI is a tool, not a threat. Just as fire revolutionized human civilization despite its destructiveness, AI has the potential to transform society positively if wielded responsibly. Its applications in healthcare, education, transportation, and environmental sustainability demonstrate its ability to solve complex problems and improve lives. To calm growing apprehensions, society must focus on transparency, education, and ethical development. By understanding AI's true nature and capabilities, we can dispel myths and foster trust. Governments and tech companies should prioritize clear communication about how AI systems work and ensure they are developed with robust safeguards. The fear of AI, while understandable, often stems from misconceptions and misrepresentations. By distinguishing reality from fiction and recognizing the human control over AI, we can begin to approach this technology with curiosity instead of dread. AI is not here to replace or harm humanity. Rather, it stands as an evolving tool that requires careful guidance. Ultimately, the most terrifying force on Earth remains humanity itself. AI's flaws are ours to address, and its potential is ours to unlock. Let us not fear the machine, but instead embrace the opportunity to shape and coexist with it responsibly. As we navigate this path, the most important lesson may be that understanding our creations begins with understanding ourselves.